listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe.
Nice balls.
Yeah, he'd be good at the farmer's market. There you go.
You good?
Aw,
Yeah?
Good boy.
Okay, cool. Oh, hey. Hey, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare. I'm Nikki Davis Jr., licensed comedian, stand-up esthetician. With me, as usual, is... I like that. You don't like...
Yeah. I was just kind of positioning my teeth.
Oh, okay, yeah. You get
Sometimes
them
I don't know where I want them.
Are they in the right place now?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. They're
all
always
good.
in the right place when they're in your mouth.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good point. If they're not in my mouth, then I got a bone to pick with somebody. Where's my tooth over there? I hate when that happens.
If you're wondering, if I don't even know if it can be picked up on camera, I got my lips blushed, which we're not really going to go into too much today, but my lips are very cracked and I can't really quite smile all the way. So I'm not having a bad day. It's just I have crackly lips that are healing from a tattoo.
She has resting lips face.
That's right. Resting tattoo face.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. It's a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Let's get into that more some other time.
Yeah, we will for sure. I'm super excited about the guest that we have.
It's a repeat guest.
She's one of our favorites.
And one of our favorite guests. And there's a lot of information and a lot of new information and fascinating stuff. And this episode is no different.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was so serious. I didn't know. I was waiting for something,
I know. I probably should just, you know what I'll do from now on? I'll just, at the end of anything, I'll just go, so you know that it's just a joke. That I'm like serious, but you're like, oh wow, then he farted.
I do need a fart sound.
Okay.
To move on.
Hey, what's up? Come over here.
So, and this guest also brought her cat cow.
Cow's over here.
I love that. It's like cat cow. Which is like a yoga thing. Cat cow.
Oh, cat cow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a cow lick. That's what he did last time. He licked my head.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Because you probably had oil in your hair.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Just from
you
being
are
born.
oil in your hair. Yeah, exactly.
I am oil in my hair.
Yeah. All right, cool. So
Yeah.
today's topic. It's the
Phenol.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. Okay, yeah. Like I'm going like this, like no one's going to hear. So today's topic, we're going to talk about the phenol peel. It's a peel, right?
It's technically a
technically
peel.
a peel.
It's a chemical peel.
I mean, this is something I have seen it. I didn't know much about it. And now we do. And our guest today has gone through it. And so I was so excited to bring her on. She's still in the process of the process.
It's pretty cool for her to come on and like show it to us and talk to us about it.
Yeah.
She also brought evidence.
Yes.
She has receipts, as they say, as the kids say.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So-
is that what they say?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, right?
All right. So without further ado, coming to the couch, and we're going to say your name when we get back over here, but Sarah Lawrence.
That was-
I hope
Guys.
this was being recorded.
Yes, it was. We can probably
Was that whole
put
thing recorded? Because that needs to be on the outro. I'm Sarah Lawrence. Welcome to. Thank you for having me. I fucked up.
Seamless.
Oh my God,
Okay.
seamless. Yes. How
Hi.
are you?
Oh, day 18.
Day 18. Okay,
Day
good.
18.
I'm glad you started with
I'll
that.
move this down so that our listeners. Well, the listeners should really be watching.
That's
they
true.
wanna
To be honest.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they should actually.
So yeah.
If you're listening and not watching, go on YouTube and watch it. It's worth it.
Yeah, so I obviously have no makeup on. I'm just covered in Aquaphor. So it kind of felt a little bit worse today. It's been going. It started, crazy and got worse, and then it's been getting gradually better. And then, well, wait, should we start?
First of all, let's
Okay.
talk about what is a phenol
Yes.
peel. You tell me.
A phenol peel is the deepest level chemical peel that you can get. It goes down. There's 3 levels of skin, right? It goes all the way down. Like the top level is like your surface level. Your second level is like how deep like wrinkles and stuff are, and then your third level is like how deep scarring is, like acne scarring.
Oh, okay.
So you are asleep when they do it because it's so fucked up. They do 1/4 of your face at a time, or else you can go into cardiac arrest because your body is like, what the fuck is going on?
In the same day, or
Like as they're doing it.
you
So
didn't have to
you're-
go back 4 days though.
No.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it takes an hour and each section is 15 minutes.
God.
So they'll do like your forehead at once and you're all rigged up to like a machine to make like it's monitoring your heart. I also had to get an EKG before I went in to make sure that I was healthy. I had to get blood work. I had to get all these tests to make sure.
Whoa.
No, I wasn't going to die. So,
I wasn't gonna die.
so I was on a propofol drip It was so funny. The
Nice.
nurse was so cute.
That's
She goes,
good times.
this time I was like, you know when they go like count backwards from 10 and you go 10
Yeah.
and you're out. She goes, here's your margarita. And that was so funny and it was so cute. And as she did it and I went, oh, you already did it? And then out.
Wow.
So propofol. And then I just basically woke up, obviously, and your face is just on fire.
it hurts. Like,
Yes.
do you feel like screaming
But
like
you
immediately?
have a bobby
or-
pin right here, by the way.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find it. Where is it? Oh, here it
yeah.
is. Okay, thank you.
So
It's a bonus.
well, they're like, you're still gonna be on the drugs, but I was like ringing the bell. I was like, yeah, can you give me something else? And I took 2 pills. I don't know what they were, some pain pills. But I've got quite a high pain tolerance anyway. Plus, I've done so much stuff to my face, I'm kind of used to it. And so, whilst it was definitely on fire for the whole day,
Yeah.
it didn't bother me too much. It was just kind of like in the background. I was still just doing whatever. I was watching TV and I was like, oh, that's right, my face is on fire. And they also gave you, so they give you 5 types of medication. They give you like a something or other to start a couple days before so that you don't have an infection. They give you antibiotics. They give you something else. They gave me Valium to sleep because it knocks you out. They gave me hydrocodone for the pain, although it didn't work.
Oh, well, you can just leave those here when you go.
Yeah. My brother was like, because he just had like a hip surgery or something, and he was like, make sure you stay on top of the hydrocodone. Like, don't try to be a hero, because like the second that you miss your dose, it's hard to like come back from.
Oh, whoa.
And when I left, like the doctor was like, you probably don't need to take them because it will make you constipated as well. So like you don't necessarily have to take them. And I always try to be a hero, but I was like, well, I won't try to be a hero. But it was already too late because I left the appointment at like 9 a.m. I took the hydrocodone at like 2 p.m. So it was already too late. It didn't do anything.
Oh.
But again, it wasn't like the end of the world. I was still sleeping in pain and whatever. But then you wake up the next morning and it doesn't hurt. But it's just like very swollen and all that kind of stuff.
What is it that they're putting on you?
It's called Phenol.
That's the actual name of this.
I think so. So I'm kind of weird. Like if I know that I want to do something and I know like that it feels right, I don't do a ton of research. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
You don't wanna talk
Sometimes
yourself
I
out
do.
of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, but like me and my brother are the complete opposite. I was like, I want to do this thing. I know that it's what I have to do after this 20-year journey of trying to fix these acne scarring. I found this really great doctor. He was on Reddit. He was recommended. His team was so great. Like his assistant, like she was emailing me back and forth. It was fucking 11:30 p.m. at night, and I was like, this is exactly how I do business too. Like I'm making deals at 11:30 at night. She was very welcoming. Everything just worked. And so I'm not now going to talk myself out of it by looking up the worst things that can happen.
Yeah, that
It's
could be
gonna
anything
be
anyways.
fine.
Yeah.
And so so what they used to do, and the video that maybe you can show where they have that mask on, they don't do that anymore. So what they used to do was they would put the phenol on, they would burn your whole face off, and then they would put this powder on top of your face. And
Gunpowder.
Yeah. And then, oh my God, like those cartoons where they just shoot him in the face? Yeah, that was me. So they
Takes off your face.
so they put this, I shouldn't be smiling this much, by
Oh
the
my
way.
God, I know, same.
Oh, by the way, a month before you go in, I got 100 units of Botox to try to, because your skin is brand new underneath. And so they put all this Botox with the hopes of like, I'm not, healing and putting wrinkles into my fresh face. And I have to go back in another 3 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks time to get another 100 just to keep it still. But it's not, I mean, I look fine.
Let me just stop 1 second.
Yes.
Just for some background, this was for acne scarring.
Yes.
And just give a quick list of the things that you tried
Oh my
first.
God. Wait, yes, I will go into my sordid mental anguish. But so wait, they would put the powder on.
Okay, yeah.
Then they would put, I think maybe like a bandage, or the powder would turn into a bandage or something. And then have you seen the videos?
I haven't seen the video, no.
Oh, okay. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so then they have this mask, and the mask stays on, and you can't see it because it's literally like your face is frozen. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, you go back and they cut your face mask off. And they literally take your old face off.
I have seen that.
Yeah,
yes.
and your new face is underneath.
Like the Face Off movie. Like John Travolta.
John Travolta, like the Twilight Zone too.
Oh, that's right. With they put the mask on and they become those.
Didn't also Leonardo DiCaprio do one like that?
The Masked Man.
Oh, he was in a metal mask, iron mask or something.
I think the Man in the Iron Mask.
Robert Downey Jr. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway. Sorry.
We can check out IMDb later.
So they don't do that anymore because it's actually worse. And okay. So the history is I got acne when I was 11, too young. It's in my family. It's hereditary. My cousin also got it like super bad. We were going to go on Accutane. You guys know what Accutane is? It's called Roaccutane in Australia. We were going to go on it when I was 16. My parents were maintaining this whole time like, it's just puberty. We should grow out of it. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I never grow out of it.
Was it cystic acne?
Oh my God. Yeah. Horrific. It started on my forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was all over my back.
Oh my God.
And my chest. And it was like I always had to wear a t-shirt, like it was horrible. And so when I was 16, we were like, all right, I'm not growing out of it, obviously. It's in 7 years, too long. Let's go on Accutane. And at that time on the news, there was all these news reports floating around of like Accutane makes you commit suicide. And so then my parents were like freaking out and they're like, what about that? And this actually, my friend told me that she went on it and then she actually did try to kill herself while she was on it. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what the acne makes you want to do. You want to fucking die. And so the medication, when you take it, it makes it way worse. And so that hatred of yourself, you fucking look in the mirror every single day and you go, I am a disgusting monster. And then it gets worse. You
at
probably
that age too, like, oh my God.
It's horrible. So anyway, I went on it only for 1 week, and at that point I was like playing very high level basketball. I was training every morning and every night, and it makes your bones sore, it makes your joints sore. Whoa. And it also, all my hands were flaking off, my feet were flaking off.
Oh my God.
Because I had my feet in the shoes and I'm like, I can't afford to do this right now with the amount of basketball that I'm playing. So I went off it, and this all happened within literally like a week or two. And so then, of course, acne's still there. It keeps getting worse. Now I'm 19 and I've already broken my pelvis. That's a joke. Not a joke. That's what happened. There's a story for another day, but I have a joke about it. But I'd already like broke my pelvis. I had lost my basketball career. So I was like, well, there's nothing left for me to do now but do this thing because I don't have to train anymore. So I'm 19 and I took it. The best thing that ever happened, the greatest thing, and something that I was so scared of for so long, and I've like implored so many people to do it. Like I had this relationship with this lady on Instagram or Facebook once, and she was like in the Philippines or something, and I was like, I'm telling you, it's so fucking worth it. Like it sucks. I knew people and they would bleed out of their ears and like your lips would be so cracked that you couldn't speak, and they'd be literally bleeding because what it does is it goes inside like the cells of your body and it dries everything up.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The Accutane.
Oh, the Accutane. Yeah. It dries out. And it messes with your glands and stuff too.
Yeah. So I got like blurred vision. I got obviously it was like very dry and I would like get dizzy and stuff like that, but it wasn't like that bad considering my friend was bleeding out of their ears, right?
Oh my God.
Jeez.
But it's like I would have broken both of my arms at the same time. I would give anything to not get another fucking pimple, right? And so even the gratefulness that I still feel washing my face and not having it covered in bumps, I can't explain to you that feeling still at like almost 40 years old of feeling how good that feels to not feel that. Wow. Anyway, so I'm clear until so that's 19. I'm clear until I'm about 26, 27, comes back again.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, cool. At this point, I'm living in Dubai and I'm going like, oh, well, maybe it's the water. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. No, dude, it's in your fucking body. And, you know, your body changes every like 6 or 7 years. You get brand new cells. So my body went, guess what, bitch? It's back. And I went, okay, cool. So I go on Accutane again. Then I moved to America and I only had a certain amount of supply. It's so funny, the difference in regulations, because in Dubai, they're like throwing it like, yeah, no worries, here you go, da, da, da. In America, they're like, you need a pregnancy test. We need to make sure you're not pregnant. Then we got to wait another 3 months before you do it. Make sure you're not pregnant again. And then we can maybe give it to you.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm already halfway through my course. Please don't make me have to stop this and restart it again. Oh and so it ended up like the rules are so lax in Dubai that I called my ex-boyfriend. He went to the chemist and goes, hey, any chance I can get 40 more packets of this stuff to send over to America. And they're like, yeah, no worries, here you go. And I was like, great.
Oh.
He sends that over to me. I finished that course. I'm clear again until literally I have to go on Accutane again for the third time.
My
I
God.
started September 2020 in the pandemic. So this is only a couple years ago. I was 30, what was I, 34? I don't know what the math is, but yeah, I was 34.
So you're going like every like, what
Yes.
is it like every 7 years or
Well,
I'm
so
not
the first
doing
one
math.
was 6-7 years, and then what is that? 27 to 34.
Yeah,
So-
another 7 years.
So, fuck me, it's so sad. And so here I am again, 34. I do it again, and then I think it didn't work that time. Or I got a couple years out of it or something. And then I had to go back to the doctor, and then I got put on this thing, it's called spironolactone.
Yeah.
And I had been on that before I decided to go back on Accutane, and when I stopped taking it, I got 2 years clear, and then he's sometimes like it stays in your body for 2 years. So then I got to start it again. Anyway, this is a whole other story, but I go to do ayahuasca in October of 2023, and they tell you have to stop all supplements and drugs and whatever you're taking.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it, and I was like, well, let's see.
Yeah.
And then this is a whole other story, but during the ceremony, I had 2 big pimples on my neck, and I held on to them, and I was like, if I believe if I believe that you can cure cancer, like if I believe I can give myself cancer, right?
Yeah.
And I can cure that cancer myself with my thoughts and energy and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, why is that not the same for acne?
Right.
It's something that's in me. It's in my cells. Why can't I cure it myself? And then this is fucked. The medicine was like, if you stop calling yourself ugly, it will stop.
Whoa.
Oh, it's so fucked. Yeah. So it was like, if you stop this like narrative that you've had since you're 11, that you're like ugly and gross, then like we'll stop.
It's
It's
powerful.
like so crazy.
Wow.
And so it hasn't come back, but I'm also like waiting for it to have been 2 years since the spironolactone. But since that, I have also learned to love myself.
That's mind blowing though, that it just really just took you to stop telling yourself that in order for it to stop.
Well, isn't that crazy? I am waiting like every day, like I said, like
I
I'm waiting
know.
like what happens, but I am a different person than I was. But it is crazy that I was like, why is this thing inside of me and I can't fucking get rid of it? And
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old.
And it's not like you were asking for it at 16 or whatever. You whenever
11. I was 11. So anyway, that's a whole other story. So, so this has been a mental thing for me. Even like sitting here right now is horrible, right? For my whole life, lights. I hate it so much. It makes me so uncomfortable. And so I've had this thing in my mind since I'm 11, hide my face. Don't look, I don't like when people look at me. And I would, on the school bus, if like one side of Sandra looked away, I go, I don't like when people look at me, and Sandra goes,
Well, subconsciously, I want to make sure.
yeah. No, I mean, it's fine. I love you.
That one.
So, I remember like when I would get the school bus to school, I would gauge which side of my face was worse, and I would sit with that side facing out. And I still do things like that to this fucking day. To this day, because there was a point where I had a conversation with a friend of mine before I got this done, and he was sort of in the same boat, and he had acne scarring as well, and he was like, who cares? Like, I got over it. Like, you just have to accept yourself, and like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, maybe maybe this is the lesson, to accept myself as I am. And like, forgot what I was going to say. Oh, and it shows that I've been through something. It shows that this is why I have a good personality,
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I want to do this. Fuck you. I'm doing it. And then he has now since said, like, if it works, I'll do it too. I'm like, fuck you. You were trying to tell me not to do it, and that you had come to terms with it, And so I, ever since I have recovered from the Accutane, I have used every single last dollar of my entire life on the newest laser, the newest needle, the newest this, to try to combat it. And it's so frustrating when people go, have you tried
Oh
the
my
new
God, yeah.
fucking? And so now I can be like, all these lasers that you're telling me, go this deep.
Mhm.
I've now gone this deep, and guess what? Also, I think it didn't work. So it was 10 grand. So
You think? Wait, what?
I don't. I don't think it worked the way that I wanted it to. But did it get better? Probably. Is it 20% better? Maybe. Did it work 100%? No. But at least now I know that I tried everything. I don't have to keep looking for the next thing. Like, I'm obsessive about it. Like,
Right.
even it felt so good the other day. I had an Instagram ad come up and it was like, hey, want to try the new fucking come into Beverly Hills and get that? And I went, not interested in this ad
Yeah.
because I know it's not going to fucking work.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And now I've done it, and I owed that to myself, and I owed that to the 11-year-old version of myself
Mhm.
to do every possible thing that I fucking could to try to combat this thing that has ruined my life. And it didn't work. And now we can die happy or easy or whatever. We can die knowing that we tried everything. And here is what I've tried. So for your, and it's so funny because since I made that list, I thought of fucking 10 more things that I did too.
Oh my God.
Now you say it didn't work. Is there there's a certain point where it's supposed to already have given you a result that
the thing is, if you have it, because people are like, it's also very annoying. Like, this is obviously my thing that I'm insane about. And so everyone's like, baby, they're so pretty. Like, your skin looks amazing. Like, I can't even sit. And I'm like,
your friends have annoying voices, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. And, or the worst part is they're all like, I want to get it done too. And I'm like, ooh, that makes me so fucking mad.
Yeah.
But why does it make me mad? Because you're just doing it to because you're already hot. You don't need it. You don't understand what I've been through in my brain. Anyway.
Yeah.
Which, if you have been to, I said this to another girl and she had actually been through the same thing. So then I apologized. And anyway, do whatever you want. I don't care. But it's just frustrating when I'm like, I know that the lady who does, this is crazy. The lady who does my Botox, I started doing Botox when I was 28 because, and I never thought I would do Botox. And I did it because I had tried all these bells and whistles and lasers for so many years that did not work. And I went, fuck it. Instead of, I'm very much, I don't want to put a Band-Aid over it. I want to fix the thing.
Right.
And so I'm doing the lasers. I'm going through the pain. I'm doing the Fraxel. I'm fucking recovering. I'm red all the time. I'm spending all my money and nothing's working. And I went, you know what? Me trying to fix it doesn't work. I'll do the Band-Aid, which is filler. And so I sat in a chair for 2.5 hours while my lady injected filler into every single fucking acne scar that I had.
Oh my God.
My poor mom is she came to America to visit, and my poor mom is sitting in the corner crying because she blames herself because she's like, we should have just made you get on Accutane earlier. And I'm like, it's not your fault. You thought I was going to kill myself. It's pretty good reason.
Yeah.
But poor lady. So... So I get all this filler for literally hours, and because the acne had started in my forehead when I was so young, when I was 11, the scarring was the worst on my forehead.
Okay.
And so what I used to do to combat you being able to see my forehead scars is I would lift my eyebrows up. And I would always lift and that actually hurts doing that because
Oh,
my
God.
new skin, but
Yeah,
I would
be
always
careful.
lift my eyebrows up because I thought that it would camouflage the
Right.
scarring in my forehead, which it did do. However, it gave me very deep lines in my forehead.
Right.
And so she goes, we've spent all this time putting filler in your acne scars, and because your forehead is so overactive, you're basically eating up this filler that we just spent thousands of dollars on. So
Yeah.
I need to freeze that in your fucking face, or else you're just going to eat it all up.
Yeah.
And I was like crying, and I'm like, can you give me a moment? Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't want to get Botox, because you only see horror stories of what Botox is. So she leaves the room. I'm like Googling Botox. I'm like, okay, well, the very worst case scenario, like, it's going to wear off. This is not like a permanent thing. Like, so anyway, so she does a Botox. The best thing ever. It's the best fucking thing ever. The before, oh my God, I should show you the before and after of my forehead Botox. It's crazy. It's crazy. So why did I bring that up? Oh, here's what I've done. Okay. I've had at least 9 Fraxels. That's what I started with, Fraxels, when I was 19, because you have to wait a year or 2 after the Accutane because your skin is so delicate that
Right.
they won't let you do anything.
And these are not cheap treatments that you're doing.
No, this one, oh my God. So back in the day, I think the first one was 3,000. I did a course of 6. I think my mom paid
God.
for it. Yeah.
Wow.
So the first one is 3,000. The second one is like 2,000. Then the next ones are 1,500, and that's how they get you.
Maintenance or whatever.
Not maintenance, just going at it aggressively from the start.
Okay.
And so what those Fraxels did was they got rid of all my freckles, but
Okay.
they, it doesn't really help the So I've done CO2 laser resurfacing, which is a big one. Everyone is like, make sure you have you tried CO2? Yes. I'm like, yes, bitch. I've had the grids on my face. My face is just like pissing out with blood. I'll try and find that photo too. I've had derma roller, which is basically like a rolling pin with needles on it. And I remember I was in London. When did I move to London? 2010. So I was, what was I in 2000? I think I was 24. So I was 24 going to this guy's house, giving him £200 for him to, literally I would lay on his couch and he would get this thing and he was pressing so hard that the roller was going.
Oh my God.
Into your head?
Into
Like
my
that
head.
Oh, wow.
Into my head. Yeah.
Because it causes trauma that supposedly will help to rebuild.
But nothing gets deep enough. This is the whole problem.
Right.
And this is what I realized. When you look at these before and afters of these Phenol peels, they get such fucking great results on old ladies because it's for wrinkles basically, right?
Oh, okay.
And because I didn't realize this, the acne scarring is deeper than wrinkles.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
I guess it makes sense because it's connected to your pores.
Yeah. Because it's underneath. It's at the root. It's fucking holding on for dear life. Whereas that's just your skin is lax, right?
Yeah.
And so when you see these before and afters of these old ladies, they're incredible because they have this sagging, like old fuck off. I've been in the sun for 85 years. And then afterwards they're like 25.
Yeah.
Whereas I look exactly the fucking same because I didn't have big, deep wrinkles anyway. Okay. So that's a derma roller. Then I had the derma pen, which is, I think it's like I did a derma stamp too. Let me put that in there. Is that a thing?
A derma
I think it's a derma stamp. So they focus on a specific area and then they go ka-chang. So I had this really deep one in my forehead. Didn't work.
There's a lot of hitting. There's a lot of hitting and punching into this.
I've been in downtime recovery for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, derma roller, derma pen, micro needling. I also have my own micro needle machine at home. Another 12 Fraxels. I signed up for this place called Skin Laundry, and they do a Fraxel, like a different kind of Fraxel combined with some laser or something. I went there every month for a year. I did Profound RF. I did IPL photofacial. I did Subcision. I
don't know what that is.
Horrific. So, this is actually perfect. Everyone needs to see this. So this is your top level of skin.
Okay.
This is like in between. I don't know how they do it, but they get a needle. It's so fucked up. They get a needle and they go.
Oh, you told me about this.
I showed you.
You did.
On the in between.
Yeah.
The in between. So you can see the needle going in here and going and poking through.
Oh my God.
And you can hear it crunching away at your scar tissue. You can hear it and you can feel it. And they're fucking, the idea is they're trying to break up the tethering that the scarring has on your skin, and they're just fucking bashing it, and you swell up. And it's, when you watch there's a video of me, maybe I'll find that video too. There's a video of her doing it on me. It's just fucking brutal. Didn't work. So then I also did the PRP vampire facial. They take your blood out, they spin it in the centrifuge, they put it, they do it two ways. They can inject it and then do a laser thing over the top, or they can inject it. They can do micro needling, which is pushing it into the skin, or they can inject it directly in. I did Sculptra with Subcision. So Sculptra, not necessarily for scarring. It's like kind of like an underneath. It's not a filler. It's like a fertilizer almost. Think of it like that. When you do it, you can't really see the results, but it's for longevity but as she's doing it, she's trying to excise those scars. I did Restylane injected into each scar individually. I did a bunch of Morpheus 8 that hurt like shit. These are the ones I forgot. I've done a bunch of Clear and Brilliant. I also did Plasma Pen, which is it's a little it's like a hot cauterizing thing, and it creates a plasma.
Oh my God, just hot cauterizing. You had me in hot cauterizing.
And it burns you. It burns you.
Oh
burns
my
you.
God.
Great. That was great. It was actually great for my eyelids.
Perfect.
It was great for my eyelids.
Oh, okay.
I did Bellafill too.
Okay.
I applied for a casting for models with acne scarring when I first moved to America and got it. Thank you.
Like, please don't, Jack. Please don't. Please don't.
I go, mine's surely not bad enough for this. They're like, oh, you're number one.
Oh
Cool.
my God.
So Bellafill is a filler for acne scarring, and it supposedly lasts for 5 years. And I don't think that it did. My friend said her lasted for like 5 months. And then this just is derma. Oh, that was for the pen. Anyway, so that's everything that I've done. So basically nonstop always looking for the next thing.
Literally everything you've
Literally
tried.
everything. And there's stuff that I can't remember in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So there was even a time where my lady who does my face, she made me write up, like, it's 10 to 7. She made me write up, like, not a packet, but something to like submit to, you know, Dr. Oz or one of these guys to fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
Didn't end up going through, but anyway, that was years ago. Also, I wrote down here, why is there a place called Acne Studios for handbags? Okay. Isn't that crazy? So that's everything that I've done from literally 2005. And it's all led up to this in 2025. And I actually wanted to do this when I was 21, but did not have $10,000.
This has been around that long?
It was something, I looked into dermabrasion.
Okay.
Which is the same. It's not microdermabrasion,
No, it's
so
not.
shut
I'm
up.
tired
No.
of people making the mistake.
Sandra, you get it, right?
Yeah,
This is literally, it's like a pumice stone. I didn't look into that much,
Ah.
but it's like a pumice stone. And so instead of them using a chemical where they can control it better, it's literally an apparatus and they go fucking like that.
I had a girlfriend who was in a car accident and they had to do that to her face many times to get, she was a model and she had to get like, they go down, like basically just take off your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that'll be
did that?
next.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, that's what I was looking to do. You said, has it been around this long? And yes,
Oh,
it
right,
has.
right,
So
right.
my doctor was telling me, so the mask that I was telling you about, he said it's funny because he was like, you know, in the 90s, we used to do it like this XYZ. And I'm like, you've been doing it for this long? He's like, yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to go from him. He's like super lovely and knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. So yeah, so it's all led to this. And here we are, day 18.
Okay.
And apparently it's supposed to be this red for like 2 or 3 months. But the way that I've been going, I don't feel like that. But also like, I don't know.
And it hurts still now?
It doesn't hurt.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just not, I just don't want to be like, obviously I'm a comedian. I'm laughing a lot, but I'm
Right.
trying like not to. And it's a little sore. It's a little tight, but just Aquaphor is helping.
This is a perfect time to watch the news. You could just absolutely cry, and I'm sure to moisturize your face too.
The salt though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, the salt would dry you out.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's so funny to watch you try not to.
I know. I'm
laugh
not
and
trying not to
smile.
laugh too
Trying
because
not
my
to
lips are like
smile.
cracking. I know. So, all right. So then did you have to spend, how much time did you have to spend indoors after you did it?
Oh, I'm still indoors.
You're still indoors. Okay.
Yep. So I basically took the whole of January off. So I got it done January 14th. It's January 31st.
Mhm.
I've been inside this whole time. I did my first show back last night.
Uh-huh.
And I'm basically just staying inside anyway.
Are you talking about it on stage or no?
Well, my first show back last night, yes, I talked about it. I'm not quite sure how it works. I guess the joke is that it was hard because it was a weird show. It was just a bunch of comics, and I didn't realize that. And so it's hard to get them on your side when they don't know who you are and they don't trust you. you know?
Right.
So my idea is to get on stage and be like, hey guys, I just had this face procedure, and like go into this whole thing about how it's affected my psyche, and then say like, and all my hot friends like, oh my God, it sounds amazing. I'm like, it's
I'm not gonna lie. When you first said it, I was like, you know what? Maybe if I get there,
but
maybe that'll be the thing.
love that if you get there.
Yeah.
But it's not just like, this is not,
No,
This is
I'm a
not-
baby. I am such a baby. There's
but
no
it-
way I could do it right now.
it's
I mean,
not just you going, oh my God, I need this. It's like, you have no
No.
idea what it's taken me to get to this fucking point where I have taken my face off.
I'm gonna pull up some pictures
I was
right
gonna say
now.
let's sync them
Oh,
up.
you can put them up there.
you
Yeah,
have,
that's what I'm gonna do,
Oh,
so we can
cool.
see.
There's a pretty good amount of pictures, so you want to be able to get to some of them at least to be able to get
Okay.
I
get
can
a
give you a
good
quick
story.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, so you sent me. They should all be here.
You know what? Real quick, put up your banking information just in case. I figured, you know.
Okay, so this isn't the
That's
order
my
that
new
you
couch, actually.
Oh,
Let's
that's
talk
lovely,
about
That's a nice
that.
couch.
actually.
It's fucking so
Yeah.
nice.
White?
and
Is that white or off white?
It's
said. Don't ooze on it.
no, it's
That's-
covered in a blanket.
Oh, okay.
But I got it specifically like for healing because my old couch was
Hmm.
like not fun, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be stuck in my house all January, and so I was
Good
like,
for you.
gosh,
I like how you
thank
roll.
thank
Yeah,
you. And
why
now I
not?
can't stop watching TV. Okay, this was actually quite good. Obviously, go back. You're all over the place.
Well,
Why don't you give it to me and I'll
okay,
pull it up?
yeah.
There you go.
Because I have it in the order that you gave it to me.
Oh, this was after. Okay, let's have a look.
If you go
here.
down, there's another bunch
Oh.
of them.
Great.
I think you can pinch zoom on that, and
Let me
it'll
just-
make it
let's
bigger.
do
on the thing.
this.
Whoa, okay, there we go.
Yeah, so
That's a good side by side.
Let's really.
Okay, that I noticed, and I was like, that is what it looked like at the end of RoboCop when like the acid falls on the guy.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It
It's
was-
like, but
Yeah.
her skin is
Yeah,
dripping
yeah.
off of her neck.
Look at my eyelids too, which I think is quite fun.
Whoa, it
so
looks like
he,
a very sensitive area.
yeah, he does a little eyelid, which I was very happy about because I was looking at getting a little blepharoplasty or whatever it's called. Not seriously, but like at some point.
And so what he
because-
put it, and then it pulls it up.
Yeah, he just does a little, but it looks much worse on the phone than it does on the TV because this is like absolutely red raw, like zombie style. You can see my skin is like peeling off.
Yeah.
And then that's how good it looked like a few. I think this was day, on the right is day 11, and I think this is like day 5.
Okay.
And then he gave me this antibiotic cream. It's supposed to be, it looks way redder. This is crazy because look how red it looks on the
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Is there a way to
Red
fix it
all
on the
there.
phone so you can see the color a little more?
It's a
or no?
TV.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, there's a limit. The TV is limited to show because it's not, the TV screen. I mean, the phone is way more crisp.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is
Well,
as I'm leaving. It looks so good on the TV.
I know it does.
And there's my friend Rebecca.
I'm
and
so funny. I like photobombs. You're miserable. I want to die. And she's like, yeah, baby.
I don't remember that whole car ride back. I was just like, hey, what's going on with you? You know? Whoa. This is like, I'm a little swollen. We got a
You're
little,
very swollen. It looks like you got into a fight.
we got some scabs going on.
Mhm.
Oh God. That's
Wow.
What we'll do is we'll put all of these photos in the post and we'll make them all into memes. So that you can see exactly what they look like and see just how, like, because they're very, very red. It looks
They're red and
yeah.
peeling, and there's parts that are like yellow.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, that's a good.
So
peeling
at a certain
one,
point,
yeah.
they were like, because I didn't wash my face for a week, and she's like, "You don't wash your face." I was like, "I'm not washing my face. My skin will come off." Because like even when I was putting the Aquaphor on my neck, as I'm putting the Aquaphor on, as I'm taking my finger off, there's a big dollop of skin is just
Oh
coming
my
off
God.
in literal
Oh my God.
bits,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Ugh," and then I have to get in the shower.
Oh my god.
So if you ate food and you wiped your face, you'd wipe your skin off.
Yes, literally.
Wow.
And you have to be really careful because sometimes if you like, I went to like, oh, that's right. I thought I had a piece of food, but it was like skin, and I went like, oh, and it was all red on me. God.
And it's
This
super
was-
painful at this point still, or no?
It's not like painful, but like you can't even imagine how deep that is, and you can still see on my forehead it's like super deep. And
My
this is all like
God.
bubbled up like a zombie.
Yeah, the bubbles
It's
are
the
what
bubbles
just blew me
for me,
away.
yeah.
It's like the worst sunburn you can ever have in your life. It's just like a fire burn, like you were in a fire.
So the neck is actually it's called a TCA peel. It's
Yeah.
not the phenol on the neck because I think it's too
I
strong.
don't think you can do a phenol on the neck.
Yeah,
For
it's
some
too
reason.
it's too thin.
Too close to the glands, maybe, or something. I'm not sure. Oh
I
yeah,
wish
thinner
you
to
could
the
too
see
tip.
this
close to your
properly,
arteries.
but it's literally zombie pus guy, scab city. Oh man,
Wow.
and it's like so.
That's the one. That's the one I
Wow.
saw. It looks like your skin. It looks like Sarah's skin is dripping off of her neck.
Well,
if
it
you
literally
had done
is.
this in October, I don't think anyone would ask you anything. I think people would have just been like, "This is like,
This is a great
wow."
costume.
so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So what's underneath your chin there? There's like a little. Is that just
The purple from when
yeah.
he mocked me
Oh,
up
okay,
for
right.
surgery.
Ah,
This
okay,
is me.
gotcha.
Thank you. It looks way worse in the actual
honey,
photo.
I'm so
But
sorry.
yeah, I'm
Wow.
putting on the Aquaphor so thick
Yeah.
that it's now it's getting warm and it's dripping down, and so I
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
all my clothes also.
Oh god.
This one, it looks way worse in here, and this is on my forehead.
This
It's,
looks like you just washed your face.
super
Oh
raw.
my god, Sarah.
Super raw.
It's just blisters. It's just all blisters and skin peeling.
This is a good one.
If you are listening and not watching, you're an idiot. You need to go and
Yeah.
watch this on YouTube right now.
This look how much worse it looks here.
It looks
Yeah,
way
it's
worse.
Super
yeah.
red. Whatever's
Yeah.
pink on the TV screen
It's
is
like
It's
like,
imagine
red,
bright
like-
red,
yeah,
dark
it's
red.
Absolutely
Yeah,
raw.
absolutely.
This is like I have a raw face
Yeah,
right here.
wow.
wow.
This was like the forehead. I was like, wow, he really went to town on the forehead.
Is
It's
that
like,
and that's where you had the issues?
it's thick.
Yeah.
Like you can see how thick down it is. Yes, but I can still see them. But what are you gonna do? This is like raw, like a fucking tomato.
Whoa.
Even on this TV, that's red. So that's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are. So I think I look pretty good right now.
Yeah. This is not a very good advertisement for Samsung. I'll be honest. Because these colors should be crisp. They should be with it.
The moral
Crisp and clear.
is
Yeah.
that, and then so the antibiotics.
I'm putting lips up. I'm watching yours, and it's making me feel so dry.
So funny.
Just watching.
So
Oh my
okay,
God.
so then I'll stop. So this one was, I think, what I say, day 5 to like day 9. And then I went on the antibiotic cream. So he put an antibiotic and a steroid cream on your face to prevent infection just in case.
Okay.
But what
okay.
it did was it had a reaction and it made me go super red. So I went from, hey, I'm almost cured to, oh, I'm super fucked again.
Oh no.
And so then I stopped taking that. And then I went back from that back to that.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So I haven't taken I said, why don't I just promise you not to get infected? But then this did happen for some reason.
What,
My bottom lip
whoa.
got all swollen.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
no
I noticed that. Your
reason.
lips were very swollen.
But you see how you can see that scar on my chin, that hole there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like still there.
Do you feel like it did anything?
I mean, it has to, but it's still not
It's not
settled.
healed yet, though.
But like what
Yeah.
you said, Sandra, like when people, this is what I was saying before was people are trying to be really nice. Like, oh my God, it looks amazing. Like, and you don't know yet. You're not going to know for a few months and like your skin's still healing and da-da-da. I'm like, yes, but if I can still see a physical divot, it's not going to magically go away. That thing is still there.
Right.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Understood.
That's what I'm saying.
You know your face well enough. You know what it looks like when it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, that's the one.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the other thing. No one even knew in the first fucking place. So this has been like my deep dark secret
Sure.
forever, and I would like never tell anyone. And this is also why I've been so uncomfortable in my own skin for so many years. And like I would be darting around the place. I used to be very like jerky, and it's because I was trying not to be in the light.
Oh, because you
that
can
crazy?
see it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I know.
so
I know it's not crazy. I
Sometimes
understand.
someone would say a joke, and I'd pretend that it was so funny that I'd like walk away, but I would come back and stand at a different spot in the circle.
So
Interesting.
you're
Crazy
conscious of the
shit.
light, like at all
Yes,
times.
every single
Yeah.
thing that I do and every minute of every day is to do with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. People just don't know by seeing somebody what is
Yeah.
going on or anything like that. So, and you just assume,
Yeah.
you know,
Somebody looks at Sarah, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's self-confident. You know, she's
Yeah,
got it going
absolutely.
on. She's tall. She's gorgeous. She's
Yeah.
blonde. She's fucking."
I have the brightness on my phone
Everything.
turned way down because when I look at it, I don't want the reflection
you
of
don't
my
want to
phone
see.
Whoa.
back up on my face. I don't
Everybody
look
has
down
the
at my phone.
version of the thing that I always did as a kid, which every time I sat down, I always pulled my shirt over my knees. So, or if I went in the water, it was always with a shirt on. And I'm like, no one will ever know.
No one
And it's
will
always a
ever
white
know.
shirt, and it was just, yeah. So it's so funny. But anyone else is like, yeah, I don't care. And I'm like, yeah, there's like, you know, there's stuff that sticks with you that is important.
You want to hear something that's so sad? So
always.
Absolutely.
that same ayahuasca journey. So this was like the final. This is my final hurdle. This scarring is my final hurdle because I'm at this place. We're in this beautiful resort. We're all in love and everything's great and da da da. And we're sitting with this guy on like one of the final days, and he's like, "So what's like I can't remember what it was, but I felt this like bubbling up inside of me, like bubbling up on my neck, of this like, oh God, I'm gonna have to tell him." And I'm like, well, I have this acne scarring and it makes me hate myself and I want to die and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why is it that if I love someone else, like if I love this other person and they had acne scarring, like I wouldn't care. Like, why do I care that it's on myself? I would still love this like on someone else. And then the guy goes, because you don't love yourself. And I was like,
Whoa.
I was like, that's fucked. And I started bawling my eyes out. I was like, you're absolutely correct. Like, why is this okay for someone else? It's not okay for me because I don't love myself. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And that was like day one of me like trying to, and then me and him would like sit together and I would just be crying and like trying to work through it and stuff. And then I'm telling him about the toll thing, like the toll thing merged with the scarring. And I'm just like, it turns out I hate myself this whole time.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. So that was crazy.
It's not something you think about too. Like, do I love myself or do I not love myself? I'm
It's-
not
yeah.
really sure.
Yeah,
don't
but
even-
everyone
yeah.
thinks that they do. Like years and years ago, I remember when it wasn't like such a big thing, and people would be like, and I'd be like, "Oh, lucky I love myself." Like I would make a joke,
Right.
like something like, "Oh, I love myself." How sad are all these people who don't love themselves? And I'm like, I didn't actually even know what that meant,
Right.
and I never did.
What if you had to say it in a sentence? What would you say it would be? What is loving yourself?
Well, I never looked at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I avoided mirrors.
But like just acceptance. Would
I
you say
have
it's
no
just
idea.
Like, yeah.
Because it's hard. You can't just. It's not just a thing.
Right.
Like the guy was like, "Oh, you can just choose to do it tomorrow," and I was like, "Technically, yes.
Yeah.
you could, but I think it's so ingrained in me. I don't know, man. I remember I said oh my God, I said I love you in the mirror to me for the first time.
That's
like,
hard sometimes.
Yeah, I started crying.
Wow.
And I don't know, man. It's so hard to say because you superficially everybody just thinks that they do, but when you really, really, really look at yourself, I don't think anyone loves themselves unless they've done some really fucking deep work. I think it's
the way people
really
talk
hard
to themselves, they don't really love
Yeah.
themselves. And
I
I
feel it-
never even realized that, you know,
Yeah, right.
so much.
If
of it.
every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, literally, I see Quasimodo and I'm like, you're an ugly piece of shit.
Ugh.
Is that me loving myself?
Yeah,
No.
Just remember that Quasimodo, quasi is quasi, which is half. So you're still half moto. So you're fine. I'm just saying.
Sarah have moto?
I'm saying, look at the positive
So
side of it.
dumb.
You can look at. You can look.
Thank you. Thank
You can look at
You
the
get
moto as
you understand
quasi
my
or
life,
not.
Sarah.
You
Thank
know, it's half full or half
Yeah.
whatever moto you need.
I feel like we all have this like this like picture in our head of the perfection that we're always comparing
Sure.
ourselves to, and we will never, ever, ever, ever get to.
Mhm.
And accepting, I'm not there. Accepting, I can't look in the mirror at my body full on without covering myself.
Mhm.
Not gonna cry.
Mhm.
So it's just like this I have like a photo in my head of like this is acceptable and this is what you're supposed to look like, and no one else is going to love you if they don't see that.
Yeah.
If they see this and you're not hiding it, they're not going to love you. So why should you love
But
you?
it's so funny because you have a person who loves you, so you have evidence to the contrary of that.
Right, but
Already.
it doesn't matter.
It still doesn't
register. Yeah, we're learning so much
Yeah.
therapy.
My face can't possibly change in such a huge from one spectrum to the other. My face changes day to day, or I'm like how is that possible that like I'm like, oh man, I look like I lost weight, and then like a couple hours later I'm like, man, did I get fat? Like whatever
It's
it
your
is, like,
perception,
it's your
right?
perception. It's constantly.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And I'm like, there's no way.
It's also funny. Like I had my old roommate. I think she was like the prettiest person I've ever seen in my life. And one time, and she's super self-conscious, like body dysmorphia, like thinks she's so ugly. And I'm like, you're literally so hot. And every time we went out, I'd be like, everyone looks at you. And she's like, no, everyone's looking at you. I'm like, okay, you're insane. So anyway, one time we FaceTimed, she had no makeup on. She had her hair in a bun. She had like a hair mask in. And she was like, oh, I look so ugly right now. Like I've done any makeup, my hair mask. And I'm like, it's so funny because I looked at you and I thought how fucking beautiful you looked. That's my perception of you because I don't see you how you see you.
Right.
And that's what I had to recognize. I think I've already been through this, but that's what I had to recognize in Costa Rica. I'm like, I don't see myself how other people see me. Other people see me like this. And that's how I should also see me. Because if 100 people look at you and they go, Nikki, I think you're so beautiful, that's correct. That it's not what you see in the mirror.
I'm outnumbered.
You're outnumbered. Yeah, exactly. You're outnumbered. It's 100 to 1.
And I don't believe him when he says it. Like I really don't. I'm like,
and that's so annoying. If he's like, babe, you're so beautiful, and you're like, no. And then he's like, well, now I want to fucking say it again. And then you're like, oh no, it's
just
like,
like a certain part of
I
my
get it,
body,
though.
and it'll be like, like there's no way
Yeah.
that he's just not like just trying to make me feel better. There's no way, And I had that body for 13 seconds, in the when I was in my 20s.
Well, I had a boyfriend and he tried to make me feel better for ages. I was like, why aren't we having sex? And he was like, nothing, no, it's nothing. And then finally told me it's because you gained weight. And so now,
Did you murder him?
no,
We
but
should.
now, am I self-conscious about it? Yeah.
It
Was-
doesn't take much.
Was I, what's her name? That big fat black chick?
Oh,
Was I Lizzo? No.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
I
say
was
Precious.
me plus
Yeah.
10 pounds.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
was
God.
me plus 10 pounds. And so now I'm like, oh, well, now I'm not worthy of love if I.
Is
if
that
I'm
is
not
that
in
is that guy
prime.
like fat now?
No.
Is he dead?
I don't know. I think, well, it's also funny because when we're together, we kind of put on a little bit of weight together, but it was like,
That happens normally.
and I
Yeah.
thought, and I was like, I still want to have sex with you, but you're not attracted to me anymore. But then I'm also like, or are you not being honest with yourself that you don't feel good in yourself? So
Yeah.
now you don't want to have
It's
sex because
projecting.
you don't want to take your shirt
Right.
off. So it's this whole thing. Now you've given me a complex of like, oh, well, I have to be a fucking
Mhm.
supermodel if anyone's ever going to have sex with me. It's just like, fuck.
They always say if you're falling down, always if the person that you love next to you, take their knees out with them because you need to have company. You need to have company on the ground.
You know that crab metaphor? Crabs don't ever let another crab get
Is
out
that
the
what that
bucket.
is?
Yeah,
Oh,
they always pull
wow.
the other crabs down. If one crab's escaping, they pull them back down.
Oh my God.
Wow.
We live in a world of
Rare
crabs.
crabs. Beer.
Wow.
And when crabs die, they when they die, they give off like a some kind of a pheromone or something that comes out of their bottom, whatever their body that comes out and actually will kill other crabs around it.
Really?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Why? What?
I don't know exactly
I hate
what-
crabs.
Crab
I
farts.
fucking-
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably crab fart. I was watching Deadliest Catch, and these are some of the things you learn.
Oh my God.
That and
Do you watch Deadliest Catch so comfy on your couch? Like, I'm so glad I'm
Sometimes I do, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so
like,
not freezing right now.
absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, my Ugg boots on. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I think I could do it for like a second, and I'm like, no, absolutely
No.
not. I
But
don't even want to go
if-
visit.
For $100,000 in 2 months? No, still couldn't do it.
No, I
No.
wouldn't. I wouldn't last the 2 months.
No.
I honestly just like doing the dumbest stuff, editing a video for 10 minutes. My back hurts.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine like
Editing a
picking
video.
up anything or having to be awake that long or being
Yeah.
around the smell of those people.
It's the
Forget about
wet
it.
too. Just
Yeah.
constantly wet. You can never get dry. You can't really. Is there a shower there? Like what's
No.
going on? You
The
can't
elements are just
see
beating you
everything's-
down.
None of them
all
look
the time.
happy at
Oh,
all. So
no.
that tells me something.
You would age 200 years in that.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
go back just really fast to like the body image thing. And
Yes.
I have a question, and I don't know if anybody can answer this, but I know that when in my heaviest times, I feel like I don't want to have sex as much because I don't feel confident.
Mhm.
Men, I feel like it doesn't seem to matter. A man can look at himself and still be like, yeah, all right.
I'll try.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell? Let's try.
Yeah. It's funny because they always tell you like the girl who's like self-conscious, like the guy literally doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm about to have sex with this girl. That's awesome.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, she's fat. He's like, this is.
I still don't
this is
believe
great.
it, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is another episode for another day. We can talk about body stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was a model for like a few years, and they were like telling me I was fat every 10 minutes. So
That's so fucking crazy.
yeah.
Every time you're here, we have to start another one. So
Yeah. That's a teaser for the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When I was 21, I lived in China and they told me I was fat and they stopped giving me pocket money. They said, we're not going to pay you anymore until you lose weight. Ooh, so funny.
What
oh
the
my
hell?
God.
Okay, join us next time on Skin, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
We're
I love my
sponsored
new
by
name. Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
We're sponsored by China.
Yeah. Oh, TikTok's great.
Yeah.
Zang.
That's
Oh
the
my
way
God, my
to
lips are
that's
gonna
the way to
crack open.
outro. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of us with us. And
Fascinating.
I am fascinated.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
honestly am just, you've made yourself so vulnerable every single time you come.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's it's huge to be able to, it just opens it up because you're like, oh wow, I can
wasn't
relate
going
in
to
some
tell
way to
anyone
that,
about
for
this.
sure.
I was literally going to sit in my house for 2 months and not tell anyone. And then I was like, oh, fuck it, man. And so I've been taking a before and after, doing a little video in my kitchen every day. And
That's-
I'm going to put on
yeah.
YouTube because it's like, what are we doing if we're not telling people
People
stuff?
can relate to this
Yeah.
so much.
Only one person commented on that video and was like, this isn't funny.
So sorry.
I was
Funny.
like,
It's not comedy
tight.
central, but yeah.
tight. Okay, sick.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
Where can people find you on the socials?
The Sarah Lawrence.
that's
Okay.
Sarah Lawrence and everywhere, right?
Everywhere, pretty much. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The Sarah Lawrence.
Follow Sarah. She's a real deal, man.
Pretty cool.
I've cried texting you before.
You what?
I've cried texting you. Like it's just
Saying what?
I don't know, just like, because you're just so real and like
Aw.
don't make me do it. Okay.
Next time we'll cry. Next time we'll be like, we're fat. No, we're just eating Cheetos the whole episode.
That sounds like fun.
Oh my God.
For a minute.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'll bring
Yeah.
McDonald's or something.
Oh, we found a new vegan. Oh, well, we'll talk about it later. Vegan
Yeah.
McDonald's. Yeah.
So she's like, I'm fat. And then we found a new
McVegan.
way to make,
Yeah.
put 2 Big Macs together.
Yeah. Oh my god, with a donut in the middle.
Oof.
All right. Well, this will be out next Wednesday, actually.
Great.
So at 3 a.m. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much, and bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to have your parking meter. All right, let's go.
Oh yeah.